Hi there, I'm Angela Kirby, and I thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about why we need to do personal journey work. Although, taking that into account, that we're all at different stages of our evolution, and without any judgment around those stages. But one of the things that I must say that I've noticed in the last, 58 years of my life is that through the many stages, there was always something that I felt personally compelled to look for feeling much more fulfilled or content in my life, because at times, even though I had felt extremely excited and happy about my life, there were great moments of deep sadness, and that I really wanted to find a way out of that. So I've been on a big search and a journey for many years, in looking for answers, that I realised after a long period of time that only I could do that. So, and that we all have our own personal journey, and that we all write or have the option to build upon our own journey through what we come across, or what we learn, and the journey that we go through in life, what's relevant to us, because some of the things that are offered are not relevant to your or my journey, including my work. So if you feel drawn to what I offer, it's because there's a similarity there in some of the pain and suffering, or some of the delight and excitement that we've experienced. So that's possible, and the creative. But a lot of the art therapy, the transpersonal art therapy, is not about being an artist. I just happen to come in that particular way. So is how do we unfold who we are? How do we find ourselves? How do we even know that we're lost? Or how do we know that we need to find ourselves, etc., etc.? Well, we're curious creatures, and so therefore at some stage we begin to ask questions, because feeling like crap is an option that's just revolting, and that we keep projecting onto other people until we start to see that we're the ones responsible for that. And so the book that I've written, and I'll keep talking about this because it's about my book, in that that it's something to be shared as an ongoing tool for your life. So however you come across it, or whether you want to take just moments from here, that's fine, and how you then go on to use your therapeutic process or magical process, or whatever it is that you want to do to help yourself, then that's so be it. But this book, Creating Wisdom and Magic in Life and Love, is definitely a tool that will help you. There are 12 processes in here, and I'll just read to you the first couple of paragraphs that I've written about unfolding self in the mandala process. The reason why I chose mandalas as a template is because it's like a container. It's a circle. Mandala loosely means is a Sanskrit word, which is an ancient Indian language that loosely means circle. And Carl Jung was quite responsible for bringing that through to the West, in that whatever we placed in there it's like a what we need, our soul needs we need to see, instead of going to the doctor for a script, go to the chemist to pick up the script, then start taking and ingesting what they tell you to do. It's not that you don't have to do that. That's what you want to do, you go and do that. But with this, is like you're drawing your own script. So, and then you place it upon the wall, or whatever it is that you need to do or feel compelled to do. And that's what you need your soul, your body, mind and spirit needs to see for the next however long, until you want to take it down. Some drawings I have up for years. I just feel that they are an integral part of my health and well-being. Anyway, back to what I was about to say. So the purpose of using the mandala process is for self-awareness, and to develop further trust in your inner guidance for self-preservation and living life to your full capacity. To feel content with an everyday living life, moving on from past patterns that still may be driving your daily choices from within your subconscious. To improve everyday existence and participation in the world. There can be many excuses to not do something, and we often want to make changes but don't find time to do the work. That's resistance, and while that might work for a while, things can be very uncomfortable, or get very uncomfortable, before you set up for you to step up to do something about it. Firstly, recognising something that needs to be changed or that needs to be done, and that you're the one to do the work and no one can do that for you. And that can be a very scary realisation. But there are tools. There are people who've come before, who've gone through that can definitely, while it might not be the exact thing, it's definitely a part of helping you through these dark nights of the soul, which are important passages, rites of passages in life. And not to be just shoved down with food or excess TV, etc. You are the one to put the plans into action and make the changes. There is nothing to fear in doing this work, the work that I offer you, because it's not about being an artist. Let's get that clear. Sometimes when we begin to make changes in our life, we can feel a sense of trepidation and wish to cease what we are doing and go back to living unconsciously. We might make others wrong, blaming them for stopping us in the process of moving forward. And the important thing is to take a step and begin. And the blaming of other people can go on for quite, or even years before a critical point happens and we have no choice but to let go and start doing some seeking of unfolding what the pain and suffering is and to move through it. That dark night of the soul is definitely a rite of passage. And so, but as I said, there are tools that can help you. So with these process, each one starts off where there's a meditation, and there's free meditations on my website that you can utilize, or you can read the meditations and then go into moments of silence and then begin the work. Each process, each 12 of the processes, you can just do them light and breezily, or they might start to become deeper, whatever it is to you. You're safe in doing these. Your body will only unfold what it needs to. You need to trust and learn to trust that your higher self will definitely only take you to the places that you need to be. So there's a core meditation. There are tools that you need, but really just pastels and paper, or even just a pencil, black pencil. But it's not. It's important to know that this is not about being an artist. Simply, let me just put it this way. Even that sense of, here, just that's art therapy, expressive therapy. I'm starting to shapeshift or starting to express the angst or the whatever that's going on within me. Now, you can come into this through just off the top of the headlight right now. I'm sitting here doing a whatever it is. It's something about nothing. And then, or I can do some deep breathing, some meditation beforehand. And as I said, there are processes, there are meditations on my website that are free for you to use to get you into that deeper state, which then this becomes maybe a little bit slower, a bit more contemplative, where there are less maybe fears that you're hanging on to. So you might be less judgmental. Whatever happens, you're not looking for an outcome here. You're not going to be hanging this at the State Library in New York, or at the what is the MoNA, or the British Albert Museum, or wherever, you know what I'm trying to say, one of those really famous places. Now it might end up being there, but that's not the point of this. The thing is that no one's actually going to see this work unless you want to share it. But the thing is too, if you do share your work, remember that you're quite unzipped and quite vulnerable when you do this. And so it's important to know other people are going to put their, oh, what is that? Or, oh, I know what that is, which is a projection of themselves. Now, that's fine, but when you're vulnerable and sharing something like that, you might feel attacked. So you might just keep a folder until you're feeling quite comfortable in understanding and feeling detached when you're showing other people your work, so that when they have their opinions, you're not going to be swayed at all by it. You're not going to be offended by it or go into defense or sadness around it. So, and I use the word sadness as opposed to depression. Depression certainly is a very powerful and depressing word. So I believe that we always have moments of happiness and sadness, and that they're as important as each other. And quite often, a lot of the magical moments happen in great moments of sadness. You won't stay stuck in it. There are tools to help you shapeshift through that. But this is our own personal journey work. It is our responsibility to do that. There are people that we can talk to before and after, or even during sometimes. But the thing is, it's our personal journey work. So each of these processes is related to either going back to doing some writing around what was going on in your childhood, or what might be happening right now in your life, or certain times in your life that come up after a meditation that you need to write down, and then doing a creative process around it. So each time you do these processes, which can be done, on and off throughout the rest of your life, that's entirely up to you. But they certainly will help you to transform your life, and it gently, quick and fast fixes are not sustainable. So with regular meditation, regular exercise, good healthy living, and that's not discounting that sometimes we run off the track, and it's not about being a perfect person. We're a human after all. So and that's why we're here to learn. So we're at where we're at, okay? And sometimes some of us have to spend many years completely wasted and off our faces for us to wake up and not shame ourselves because of that time, but that it served as an important aspect and time of our life. But we're now moving on from that and opening up other opportunities and wisdoms to go through. And so this is like a bridge. This work is like a bridge, and if you're not into what I offer, there are certainly many other people around the world who are offering their processes or whatever it is, and if you feel drawn to that, well, then that's fine. Whoever can help us in our life, or shapeshift us into another aspect of our lives so that we can get out of pain or regular addicted stuck pain and suffering is got to be a good thing. So okay, so the step one, as I said, you could also so there's 12 stages, and then you might, before you start a process or before or after a process, then you might open the book to one of the mandala oracles. So then you might just go, okay, and so you pick unknown for whatever reason, and you read that. You may feel lost, empty, or alone, which sums up what you've been just going through. But look at with gentle understanding and trust, your inner child flourishes as you step across the threshold into the unknown. That's quite an interesting thing to have chosen after step one is about looking or what the memories that might come up right now around your childhood. So it's quite interesting that I chose that. Anyway, look, whatever suits you, floats your boat, that helps you in your life, in our lives, is what's right for you. And so I'd like to offer you, what I have got to offer you in the work that I do, that I know that has absolutely helped me, that I've been working with for over 40, 50 years. So which started in my bedroom as a child in writing and just drawing, and these were just scribbles, and it's led me on a lifelong journey. I didn't know that that's what's going to happen at that stage, because I was in pain and suffering. But once I started to draw, and I certainly wasn't in a stage of knowing or thinking that I could draw, I just was compelled to do it. But I know that I felt extremely happy afterwards. So onwards and upwards we go, and I'll just continue to talk a little bit about each aspects of my book as I go along, so that it can help you or excite you in your life to look after and love yourself, to be really who you are in this life. Okay, lots of love. Ciao, ciao.